Hi, Monica. How was
Hi,
your
Marbella.
conference?
Oh, it was really nice. I just got back from it, and I don't know if this has been your experience before,
Mhm.
but sometimes there's a topic that kind of takes over the entire conference, and this time it was AI. Have
No,
you
a lot of
experienced?
conversations about education have to do with AI. So what do you think about it?
Well, I really like it. I think it's a tool that makes things easier both for students and for teachers. But we need to use it carefully, or like we need to learn how to use it, and we also need to train our students in using it.
I agree. I think that both like teachers need a lot of teacher training and like students need support on to be able to use it more ethically and appropriately.
Mhm.
So I think that one of the things that I've seen a lot is that students seem to be using it as a tool to do a lot of the work for them instead of actually doing it themselves or using it just as a tool or a resource. So sometimes I've seen like students just kind of copying and pasting it for assignments or even for tests. So I don't know, has that been your experience at all?
Yeah, just recently I had to grade a few essays, and the students kind of like that's what I imagine, that maybe 25% of the kids in the class, they just wrote the prompt, write an essay about how much I learned in grammar, and that's what they turned in. So I had to talk to them and tell them that even though they had like turned in a long essay that was over 400 words, it really didn't say anything. It didn't include any details about their learning experience, and that's like a, a, a giveaway that they are not doing the work themselves. So I took it as a learning opportunity to, to help them see these examples of how this overly formal text was not appropriate, that it didn't have details, and
Mhm.
I hope that next time they do better. What about you? Have you experienced something like that?
Mm, I have, I have, and I think that what I've noticed is, as I mentioned, sometimes they'll include information that they haven't verified themselves, so that they haven't double checked. And I think that that's kind of the concern that I have is that students haven't developed those literacy skills that they need in order to be able to distinguish what's accurate, what's inaccurate, what's incomplete. So I think that those critical thinking skills are something that they need to be developed first, so that
Mhm.
students can use it just more ethically. I think that's the element that I'm thinking about a lot. And I think that another thing that I wonder about is whether it's kind of also like limiting human interaction, like that human touch. So sometimes they'll ask AI instead of asking a friend or a classmate or a teacher. And I think that that's something that it concerns me a bit.
Yeah, I think we can, or that's why in the classroom we should, like try to work on the
Mhm.
bonds that students develop with us and with their classmates. But I do see how this is beneficial for the students, like how readily available it is. Like if they have a question at 10 p.m. when like everybody's asleep, or like in like I don't know 2 a.m., they can just write like, I had this answer incorrect in my test. Can you help me explain why? Right.
Yeah,
So I think that like many things in life require balance,
yeah.
and this is probably one of those, right? Like maybe not going to the extreme of stopping human interaction altogether, or like
Mhm.
banning the use of AI completely, but like some point in the middle, like finding a point in the middle.
Yeah, and I just like I keep thinking about whether AI is also potentially like adding to some of the inequity that we see in education already. Like some students have more resources and like that kind of support, whereas others don't. So then I think that that's another thing that I just wonder about how we make that less of a gap. So I think that that digital gap that we see between some students and others, I think it could potentially be broadened by AI, and it's just another concern that I have.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that since cell phones are so available for
Mhm.
everybody, that this is a tool that they'll have in their cell phone, so they don't need to have a computer.
Mhm.
I'm not entirely sure about that, but we can definitely continue looking into it.
Oh, you have to go, right, Monica?
Oh yeah, I do. I'm sorry. That was my alarm. I have to start my class in a couple of minutes.
Okay, all right. But thank you for sharing a little bit about what you saw in the conference, and hopefully we'll be able to continue the conversation.
Okay, see you soon. Bye.
Goodbye, Monica.